Genesis 6. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh.
As near as I can tell, it's a King James version.
We don't have more.
Yeah, Mason Bible. Totally demonic. Well, for Masonic use, so they've got alternate definitions of words. But what really shocked me the first time I picked this up, sun god, raw.
I'll say to the brothers behind me and to the brothers out there in the YouTube world, you know what I'm saying, from Freedom Lodge #1, Grandmaster Aten Ray, you know, we pay homage to all the Grandmasters of 4-letter and 3-letter, and we stand in solidarity by saying that Rick Ross, William Wallace, is not in the order of Masonry, nor is he recorded to be a brother in any Masonic lodge, 4-letter or 3-letter wise. So we understand some brothers from the Gangster Disciples got a problem with the fake Ross being an Illuminati or Masonry. Let's just get the understanding. If he's not even a Mason, he can't be in the Illuminati. So before any of us can say anything about Illuminati or Masonry, you have to know about that. But if he's not a Mason, he can't be in the Illuminati. The same way if you're not if you're a Skull and Bones, you got to go through Masonry. So we just like to say in solidarity to the Gangster Disciples that no, Rick Ross is not a Mason, so we just want to say that to y'all.
I'm Abdulaziz, a Grandmaster of the Grand Lodge of Luxor here in Los Angeles, California. And with Freedom Lodge #1, we want to say that we don't want to have any kind of conflict with the Gangster Disciples because of Rick Ross' claim to be an Illuminati. We don't know him to be a Mason that has come through any Blue Lodge, and we don't know him to be a Mason that would be an Illuminati.
Then I look at a lot of the symbols with the gang, as far as disciples and the people. And a lot of them comes from the Mason doctrine. And it really gets me. Some of the laws is in the Masons rule book. So, I mean, he was started by Freemasons.
King James, the king that authorized the King James Version of the Bible, was king of Scotland, England, and Ireland. The royal coat of arms of the Kingdom of Scotland, used from 1603 to 1649. The King James Version of the Bible was authorized in 1611 by King James. King James VI of Scotland until 1604, where he was proclaimed James I, King of England, France, and Ireland, defender of the faith. King James, he considered witchcraft a branch of theology. He attended the Berwick witch trials, the persecution of witches in Scotland under the Witchcraft Act of 1563. He was obsessed with witches, and he wrote, if you notice, this is demon, basically. Ology, demon. It doesn't look like demon, but it kind of is demonology. In 1597, he personally supervised the torture of women accused of being witches. Witch hunts initiated by King James VI of England were from 1450 to 1750. This phenomenon caused thousands of women to be burned alive at the stake by King James. The trials were conducted on over 100,000 women. Half of them were put to death by fire. The ferocity of these persecutions can be attributed to the most notorious witch hunter, King James VI of Scotland, who in 1603 became King James I of England. He is the one that authorized the King James Version of the Bible. In Romans 1, verse 26 through 27, for this reason God gave them up to dishonorable passions. For their women exchanged natural relations for those that are contrary to nature, and men likewise gave up natural relations with women and were consumed with passion for one another, men committing shameless acts with men, and receiving in themselves the due penalty for their error. James, throughout his youth, was praised for his chastity, since he showed little interest in women. His sexuality was a matter of dispute throughout his lifetime. The Duke of Buckingham, Buckingham himself provides evidence that he slept in the same bed as the king, writing to King James many years later that he pondered whether you loved me now better than at the time which I shall never forget at Farnham, where the bed's head could not be found between the master and his dog. And in the Bible, you shall not lie with male as with women. It's an abomination in Leviticus 18:22. If a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them, in Leviticus 20, verse 13. This is the standard English translation of Revelation 7, verse 6, 12,000 from the tribe of Naphtali, one of the tribes of Israel. Now, the King James Version of the Bible, that same verse, of the tribe of Nephilim were sealed 12,000. Nephilim are the fallen angels. They slept with the women, the beautiful fair women, and the babies were considered the men of renown. And the fallen angels, the giants. A significant force through the ages that affected the development of comfort in the average home, that is embodied in the humble couch of today, was the church. Developing out of a clever cocktail of Greco-Roman philosophy and Hebrew theology, much of Christian doctrine at the time was the idea that our spirits and our bodies were diametrically opposed. Physical comfort and spirituality became what was needed for the body to be at rest, to meditate on the Word of God. J. Wellington Couch invented the couch in the year 1895. King James, the version of his Bible, first came out in 1611. Luke 5, verse 24, the King James Version of the Bible. But that ye may know that the Son of Man hath power upon earth to forgive sins. He said unto the sick of palsy, I say unto thee, arise, and pick up thy couch, and go into thine house. Okay, so the couch wasn't invented until 1895. How does the couch appear in the King James Version, which was translated and completed in 1611? Leviticus 12, verse 6, it's talking about purifying a woman after childbirth and the offerings. And verse 8, and if she be not able to bring a lamb, then she shall bring 2 turtles. Now, turtles are not kosher. They're actually an abomination, not to mention that they're carriers of salmonella. So in Hebrew, Leviticus 12:8 is saying 2 turtle doves. Right here, 2 turtle doves. And if her means suffer not for a lamb, then she shall take 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons for a burnt offering. And it's here 2 turtle doves, and the King James is saying 2 turtles, which is clearly an unkosher abomination. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination to you. So bringing a turtle, that would have been an abomination.